I had a pretty complicated consultation this week for someone who had TPS, but their TPS was expiring in literally a few days, and they were scrambling to try and see if there was anything that they could apply for to let them, stay in the US. That was a pretty difficult consultation to do just because um when you only have a few days left, right, then you end up like grasping for straws and like trying to see, trying to make a decision, right? So that was kind of the issue. I was trying to help my client navigate through, and ultimately, I just advised the client, um, you don't really have any strong options from what I could tell. So, although I couldn't tell the client what to do, it's obviously their own decision. It's a very personal decision whether to go forward with applying for anything. I just kind of told the client, um, if you're feeling under pressure to do something just because you are running out of status, just be very careful. If you end up filing something, don't just file it for the sake of filing it, right? Sometimes you're better off not filing anything and not taking any action. When you're trying to rush something, chances of making a mistake, chances of making the wrong decision are a lot higher. So I told her that professionally, I would not recommend that she file something given a few days. We went through various options, including possibly filing for asylum, filing for EB-1A. But, these type of cases take a lot of time and work. Um, Not something that you can file in, let's say, 3 days, So that to me, I saw as a huge potential issue is if you file something with immigration and it doesn't have all of the minimum requirements, such as, EB-1A, we all know that you need to show at least three minimum criteria and you need the evidence to back all of that up. There's no way you can put this together in a matter of days. For asylum as well, it's not just filling out a form. You have to read the instructions really carefully and provide all of the supporting evidence that is required to be submitted along with the I-589 form. And, in this climate, immigration is looking for any reason to reject, to deny, to pretermit. Pretermit means when the government just dismisses your filing, saying that it's defective, there's a filing deficiency, you didn't check all the boxes, you didn't sign the form, you didn't provide copies of every page of your passport, which specifically when it comes to asylum applications, I've heard from other lawyers that that is one reason that immigration has been using to just completely dismiss the asylum application filing and saying, well, you didn't submit a copy of every single page of your passport. So because you did not comply, we are completely just throwing out your entire asylum application. Um, that's something that immigration didn't do in the past, right? As far as you know, I don't do a lot of asylum applications, but prior to this administration, USCIS or immigration court never will use this as a reason to just completely throw an entire asylum application out. In the past, you would just send a copy of the biographic page in your passport with all of your information, your photo, and that usually was sufficient. And now they're saying every single page of your passport, even if there's pages that are blank and contain no information, so pretty drastic measures are being taken to kind of like make it more difficult to get your case heard and, prevent it from being totally rejected. So, sometimes it's a good idea to have a consultation with an attorney to kind of maybe get an honest opinion, right? Of like, what is the best course of action? Because believe it or not, like, it might be riskier to file something if you don't know what immigration could do, right? Right now, not only could immigration deny an application, but they can take further actions, right? They could say, well, we found out that you never should have received a green card. Like maybe we granted your green card in error because we didn't realize XYZ. So, you know, immigration might take further enforcement action by placing someone into removal, deportation proceedings. So, everything is being looked at on a microscopic level, I would say. So the room for error, you know, um, is always very high with immigration. Um, so just be super, super careful with, any kind of application that you're submitting to immigration.